What's going on, guys? This might be a little funny. This might not be. I did something yesterday just to kind of get the water talk cooler going, and then I'm going to explain it a little bit today. First off, if this, let me just explain something. I did this kind of sort of as a troll because to me, I'm not saying it is, but to me, this looks like Miss Watson. Okay, so I'm not saying it is because apparently this is Laura and she's 49 miles away from me, right? So there's no way it could be Miss Watson. But in the event that it is, I wanted to have a little bit of fun. So I super liked it. I want to explain something here. Normally, this is a red flag. Okay, someone not showing their face is a red flag on their profile. All right, it's just you don't do it. I did it because I was like, how much do you want to bet? This is Miss Watson playing games because instead of just talking like a normal person or being direct, she just wants to play more games. Okay, let's play more games. But I just wanted to point out, in the event that it's not my bad, Laura, you can whatever, still red flag because you don't show your face. If it is Miss Watson, you would be better off just going to Miami and hanging out with a bunch of 50-year-old dudes who want to put up with your bullshit because I'm not. What do I mean by that? I mean, again, to expand a little bit on what I said yesterday, all this Politico said this about me. Oh, we got to play for 2024. What are we going to do to save the country? You fucking bullshit. It's all just to keep you guys in fear loops to not do anything about your life. Now, there are lots of people who have found ways to create free energy. Jack Nicholson, I've done many videos about this. Jack Nicholson in the 70s was talking about how there was a water powered car and he put his face right by the exhaust and he's like, all you get is O2, you get free oxygen. And then they're going off about how like if you had these hydrogen powered cars, you would be fixing the ozone and all that bullshit. Never got made. Stanley Myers was on the ABC News in Ohio talking about how he made a dune buggy that can go from San Francisco to New York and back on just rainwater, sewage water, snow. You could piss in it and it would run because it separates the water from the hydrogen and all that bullshit. Man got killed. He got killed because he turned down $1 billion in 1996 or some shit like that to a company that wanted to buy his engine and just never build it. There was someone in India in 2006 who remade Stanley Meyer's engine. I don't know what happened to him. I think he sold it because he didn't want to die. I'm telling you, like, they say that Henry Ford had electromagnetic shit that he was making out of fermentation using hemp seeds and hemp oils. Henry Ford retired and lived on a farm full of hemp. That's all he did. So the way I understand it is you could probably sneak your crew, you and your crew. Like if you were smart enough and had enough resources, and from what I understand it, you need they said $100 million would be like more than enough. That's like enough to like make some mistakes. They said if you wanted to make no mistakes, you could probably get it done for 10 million. But according to some people who have already found a way to break through the glass ceiling, you need about $10 million to be able to create your own breakaway civilization. Like history is full of these things. Callis, the Templars, even the Mormons started off as a way to have a breakaway civilization. It becomes something completely else, something completely different because people on average don't want to see what's out there. They want to sit there and eat chips and watch TV. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do people care so much about what Politico said about them? Because they don't care about anything else other than what you think about them, if you're going to retweet them or not, and all that bullshit. Because they blinders on. They can't pass this. They don't like. How many people are going to understand that the pyramids were a computer? They were like a power source that used harmonics and sound and frequency to generate free energy. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh wow, so who built them long ago? Oh, do you want to go visit them and take pictures? Then we can post them on Instagram. Yay! I want to deal with that bullshit. People are always like, what do you want to do? I want to not live in a society that's full of illusions and satanic magic, so that way I can not be reincarnated into the same fucking existence over and over again. That's what I want. I don't want to like watch your shitty TV show. I don't want to go to your shitty events. I want to get the fuck off of this rock. This is a fucking prison sentence. I don't want to be in prison. Who in the right mind would? Just because you're in prison and you can drink the box wine or the fruit wine out of someone's jock strap doesn't mean you should. You know what I'm saying? It might make your existence suck a little bit less, but you're still in fucking prison. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in prison. It's that simple. So I mean, it's just bullshit. What else was I gonna say? And then you add on, dude. I was looking at that Moxie, that robot Moxie. Moxie can get mad at you. Why the fuck would you give your kid a robot that's gonna tell it what to do and then get mad at it if it doesn't do what it wants it to do? We're giving ourselves away to these satanic people, whether you know it or not. There's Satanism everywhere in our world. Dude, the Mormon church, when you go to the temple, there's satanic symbols all over the temple. Like, people just don't get it. So, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, there's, I don't have time to deal with people who can't put their face on their Tinder profile. I don't have time to deal with people who think that Tinder is like people, all the people with no pictures on their profile and who have like no followers and no lives are like, Tinder's for superficial people. Tinder's for people who you're attractive. All right, cool. Let's go at it. Normally what happens is attractive people have sex first and then they start talking. Okay. If you're mad that you're unattractive and you can't find someone to have sex with you or to bond with, your options are become less attractive or get more resources. Either get more resources and accept that people will only want you for what you can give them, or find a way to become more attractive. Very few people, especially in this superficial world full of what political thinks about me, are going to give a damn about you. They're not. They're only going to care what you can do for them. That's another reason why we're stuck in this little fucking look. It's like this. I don't think the world is flat. I think that's stupid. I do think that, okay, so like this is a sphere, right? This is a sphere, right? So what if there was only like a part of it, like this sphere, right? Now, if we cut that sphere in half or in a third, right? That's more or less flat. So there might be stuff beyond that we don't know about to complete the sphere. But the part of the sphere that we're on is flat. So I'm not saying we're on a flat Earth. I'm saying that I would 100% believe that there are continents past Antarctica and past the North Pole and shit like that they don't tell us about. Why don't they tell us about what is there that they don't want us to know? You know what I'm saying? Why do they treat us like cattle? Because we are cattle. We allow them to treat us like cattle because instead of doing something like, let me get fermentation to generate free electricity to generate anti-gravity so I can put it in a boat of some kind and fly away. No, we go, let's make beer. Let's make beer and then let's go yell at people and demand they do what I want to do and then cry about it and get all emotional and shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to put her on blast. I'm just saying like, and again, that's not even her. That's Laura. So I mean, Sydney would never do that because that's foolish. That's stupid. She would just go to Miami and get passed around by a bunch of 50-year-old losers, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. This is my happy Tuesday. Everyone's back to work. Just look. The majority of these people, they're miserable. They want you to be miserable with them. They get their jollies by having you be less miserable than them. No one's happy. This is literally some kind of a punishment, some kind of a trap where the people in power know the truth, don't tell it to you, twist it in a way that they can benefit from you, and then have you fight amongst themselves. Seriously, look, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to think that raptors could have evolved into human type stuff, or to think that fish could have some kind of a human type. I mean, animal, like what was it, dugongs and there's whales and porpoises and all them. They come from animals that were on land, and then they went back into the water. It's very possible that there's some kind of. It's very possible the world we live on is so diverse in life in ways we can't even imagine. And it's all because we're being shoved in these little cities, in these little cubicle boxes and told only to watch TV, That's a myth. That's a legend. I mean, we had some really fucking smart people as ancestors. I mean, think about it. I mean, you mean to tell me that all of them saw mermaids and dragons and shit like that, and they were like, oh well, no, they probably saw some real shit. They're with the Ra, the Rockin, something like that. There's even some kind of a video of people in Indonesia say it's on TikTok. They say they've actually someone fished up a mermaid, they cut it loose and it swam back into the lake. There have been there people have been saying they've been seeing mermaids since forever. In the 70s, in the more remote parts of the world, like Indonesia and the Philippines and whatnot, scientists have actually claimed to have seen some of them. Fishermen claim to have fished up a dead carcass of one, and now there's a TikTok video of one actually getting cut loose from a net and jumping back in the water. But don't worry about all that shit. Worry about what political thinks about you. Worry about fucking selected officials ruining your economy. Don't buy crypto. Don't get any silver. Just ignore the fact that groceries went up by $40. I've been buying the same thing over and over again. Like I go to the grocery store. I buy some energy drinks. I buy some Bai waters, the ones with no sugar and flavor in them. I get some bananas, some blueberries, some raspberries, some hot dogs, some hot dog buns, ketchup and shit like that. Maybe some sushi. I buy like this, like that's all I buy, right? And under Trump, it was going down. As soon as Biden hit, it went up $5, and now I'm spending $40 to $60 more depending on what I'm buying every time I go to the store. I can afford it, but I'm like, who else can't afford it, right? But don't worry about anything like free energy. Don't worry about anything like a constitution. Don't worry about things like why would there be secret societies in the first place? No, don't worry about any of that. Just demand more free shit, right? Hide your face on your Tinder profile because people can't know you're a human being. That's stupid. The main reason why I even brought that up, look, there was that thing that Rene Descartes put out. He was like, if someone's gonna try to pull the wool over your eyes one time, you can't trust them. I'm basically paraphrasing that. Like all of these influencer people, I really think they are some of the worst people in humanity because for not even a lot of money, for 40% of 60% that they split with their manager, they are lying to you and getting you to do shit to benefit them over your. They're milking you for money because they're miserable. And somewhere along the line, you've got some manager who's connected to some handshake organization who is just laughing at you the whole time. I'm telling you, you guys want to break the glass ceiling. You don't need to deal with this bullshit. Again, I'm not saying the earth is flat. I'm saying that the part of the round earth that they allow us to explore might as well be flat. Like, if this whole thing is the earth, if this whole circle is the earth, we're only allowed to go in that tiny circle in front. If anything, we're in that crater down there. And all this is the rest of the world. We're not allowed to go there. We have to stay stuck in that crater. That's what I'm saying. So until you guys, get hit to that jive, I don't really give a fuck. I'll be stacking crypto. I'll be stacking silver. And as soon as I can, I'm going to buy me some land. Like when I get to a specific amount of dollars that I know I can get to, I'm going to buy some land. I'm going to build solar pyramids. I'm going to recreate all the sarcophagus with the Apis bulls and create electricity for free. And shit, I'm going to find a way to get the fuck off this rock. I don't want to be here. I don't give a shit about your show. I don't give a shit about your opinion. I don't give a shit about your elections. The only reason why I even gave a fuck about Trump was because he wasn't a regular politician. I was like, damn, maybe he'll just do nothing. Maybe he'll just do nothing. Because the Constitution, America is designed to work the best when the politicians do nothing. Okay? So every time they do something, they ruin everything. Like if Joe Biden would have just done nothing and left all of Trump's stuff in place, even though he stole the election, America would have still been fine. But he stole the election so he could take away all of Trump's things and ruin everything. And all Trump really did was undo what Obama did. You guys don't get it. You guys are too busy having 5 kids in 4 years and fucking going out to eat all the time on credit cards and fucking I don't know, popping bottles and all that bullshit that you're stuck in a cycle that's never going to end. I don't want to be in it. And that's my thing for today. All right, guys, peace out.